Hey guys! Today I have partnered up with Hulu to bring you a makeup tutorial inspired by their new show Harlots. Harlots is set in 1763 London. At this time, the sex trade is one of the biggest and most important industries in the economy. 1 in 5 women worked in the sex industry. Working in this industry gave women a lot of independence and power because they were able to make their own money and make their own decisions. And having independence and power was very unusual for women at the time. Today I'm bringing you a makeup tutorial inspired by one of the ladies, Charlotte Wells, who is the daughter of the owner of one of the houses, and she is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to do a kind of very typical 18th century makeup for her, one that would have been worn for kind of going out in the evening to parties or just into society in general. If you know anything about beauty in the 18th century, they loved their white. They wanted their skin to preferably be entirely white, and they went to great lengths to achieve that. So needless to say, I'm not going to apply lead on my face today. I'm just going to use a white cream paint from a costume store, and I found that actually applying this with a wet beauty blender works very well, so that is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to dab this into my skin, make it blend out nicely, and make sure I get a nice and even application. I'm not going to go as thick that it'll crack on me. I'm just gonna apply a subtle layer here. So another very iconic thing about 18th century makeup is of course the rosy cheeks, the round doll-like blush that they wore. So some women would make their own concoctions at home that they would apply, but most popular thing they would use were pieces of Spanish wool or paper that were impregnated with red liquids that they would dab onto their faces to create this rosy look. I'm just going to go for a simple blush that I have, nice modern day cosmetics, and I'm going to apply quite a bit of this just on the apples of my cheeks and blend them out downwards and backwards. People in the 18th century loved their contrast, and that went for eyebrows as well. Some of them painted their eyebrows black, some of them completely shaved their eyebrows off and applied little pieces of mouse fur instead. Yeah, sounds pretty crazy, but that was actually done, and that way they could kind of like change their facial expressions. I'm just going to go with a little bit of tinted brow gel, a nice and dark one I have here, and I'm going to comb that through my eyebrows, make them a little bit darker and shaped nicely. Nice and groomed. So for the lips, to kind of counter the almost ghostly look they achieved with the makeup so far, they would wear red as well. Reds and pinks were very popular back then. I'm just going to apply a lipstick, but I'm going to apply it with my fingers. So I'm gonna take some lipstick onto my finger and dab it into my lips for a very natural look, making sure there are no hard lines. The look was all about being super soft and feminine. So another thing that was very popular in the 18th century and quite iconic to us today is the use of patches on the face. I have one right here inspired by Charlotte Wells, which she wears in the show, but these were used, well, primarily to hide blemishes. Again, sometimes the makeup just wasn't enough and they would apply one of these patches over a blemish to hide it. But as these became kind of more common, ladies started to play with them and they kind of developed their own almost secret language, and you could communicate through the placement of your patches. Now these patches would have been made out of thin leather or kind of like silk-like materials, but I'm just going to draw mine on. It is not reusable that way, but this is a much more accessible way to wear a patch on your face. So there is your 18th century Charlotte Wells Harlots inspired makeup already done. So be sure to stay tuned for the hair tutorial as well. I will have that video up on my channel very soon. Be sure to check out Harlots, which airs on Hulu every Wednesday. Really worth a watch, that one. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye!